This week's episode is brought to you by our very proud sponsor, Slabbed Cards, who specialise in card grading with PSA and SGC. Slabbed Cards are authorised PSA dealers, and card grading starts from $54.95 and includes full insurance, secure storage. Slabbed Cards have 2 tons of back-grade safes, 24-hour surveillance, and are located in a guarded, monitored building. All cards are scanned on arrival and are available to you for viewing at any time, and Slab Cards provide automatic progress notifications. Your submissions also come with complete tracking and notifications from start to finish. Slab Cards also offer specialized shipping services, domestic shipping service with up to $10,000 insurance per parcel, domestic secure hand-to-hand shipping service delivery within 24 hours of pickup, and international shipping with up to $150,000 of insurance per parcel. Contact Slab Cards for a quote at slabd.com.au. That's slabd.com.au. And also find them at 60 Weymount Street in Adelaide. Thanks very much for supporting us, Slab Cards.
All right, and we are back for the second part of our playoff breakdown.
Yes, we are.
Oh, boy. We almost got through it all in the first episode. Look, we
only segued for 20 minutes.
Look, it was a long weekend. It can be a long episode. It's I guess it's not Anzac Day, public holiday everywhere. So
we
probably don't have the extra time to listen. Anyway, we've still got 3 matchups to talk about.
Yeah.
Now, this one is probably a couple of players. One we really haven't spoken about at all this season. And I'm not sure if our listeners have heard of this guy. He plays for the Memphis Grizzlies. His name's Ja Morant. Let's have a look. We're going to match him up at this point with Ant-Man, Mr. Anthony Edwards.
So we were talking off-air a lot about this. Do we do Ja Morant or not? Because as you said off-air, we've done this dude to death. But
24 episodes, and we've spoken about Ja 47 times.
Yeah. And look, and I think if we do receive criticism for this, I'm fine with that, and I'll accept that criticism. However, I would also say, I think when you're in the moment and there is someone lighting the earth on fire and doing what he's doing, if we don't talk about this dude, we're also doing ourselves a disservice too. So I don't feel particularly bad about, essentially pumping this guy up.
Look, we could talk about Ben Simmons and Zion instead if you'd like.
Yeah. I mean, my take on where I'm sitting with Ja Morant now is this is like the Tyrese Maxey argument again. So where is this guy going to be in 2 years, in 5 years? Is this guy taking that next step? Is he taking that huge leap into that sort of superstar, status? Because let's think about this guy in terms of and comparing him to the Cleveland Cavaliers. What were the expectations on the Memphis Grizzlies at the start of the year? If you were told at the start of the year they were going to make the playoffs, what would your reaction would have been?
They'll get in there via the play-in tournament.
Yeah. And you still would have thought that would be a good return for the year. They were the 2nd seed.
Like they've gone above and beyond. And the secondary question there is, I guess, is that due to Ja? Now there are arguments there that say no, because without him they had an amazing record.
Yep, they did.
But I also think you're right in saying that this could be the season or the period of time where Ja Morant went from young star with lots of potential to actual star, superstar.
Yeah.
Like, just put himself on the map.
Yeah.
And that's probably why we've been talking about him so much.
Yeah.
He is he's literally one of the next faces of the league.
Yeah. And I'm beginning to fall into that camp more and more. Maybe Grant Hill's not the best example to use, but that sort of, LeBron James face of the league, the Kobe Bryant.
Is that
on the advertisement.
Sprite drinking Grant Hill?
Yeah, look, why can't this guy...
Why is that the only thing I remember about Grant Hill?
I think because he was injured a lot. He spent more time on the injured list.
Sprite commercials.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Yeah, you're right. But where does Ja? Where is this the moment?
So, do you think he's going to be a superstar into the future?
I think he's just announced himself as a superstar. The All-Star game, this All-Star weekend, he announced himself as a superstar.
Yeah, and he definitely belonged in the All-Star game.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
That's what I mean. Like it was
he didn't seem out of place.
Peers.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Like
100%.
And these are the best players in the
Yeah,
world,
the best
and
of the
they
best.
are
Yeah,
literally saying you're one of us.
yeah. It was a good ass All-Star game, actually. Yeah.
Yep.
So his current price on a base PSA 10 rookie is 227, which on my first thought at looking at that, I couldn't get that image out of my head when Zion's was selling for a K.
What is it? Wait. PSA 10.
Base PSA 10, his last sold was 227.
Would you buy Ja Morant or would you buy Jimmy Butler?
Look,
I'm
but
buying Ja Morant every day of the week.
yeah. So the thing about that though is, and this is where Brian's point comes in about the pop count. This is when you really need to evaluate it, because this is like the peak of, PSA 10s being graded. And probably the other thing too about Ja is that I would say a lot more Zions and Jars have been sent into PSA to be graded, and probably
less Zions, more Jars. But anyway,
sorry, what did I say?
More Zions and Jars. But I reckon currently PSA is getting just jar after jar after jar.
Yeah, that's right, and that's what I was sort of leading to. And
pop
then I
count's
think
going to hit the same
it's going to
level as Zion.
increase. Exactly, yeah. But the funny thing is, even at 227, for someone who is
that can't afford $1,000 for a silver, well, actually,
I mean, I don't think that you're going to make a heap out of this, but I also don't think you're going to lose a ton out of this either, buying it at that price.
I really wish Card Ladder would update, go back to the old thing where I could choose silver.
Mate, I would hazard a guess that they want us to put some cash into their site.
Well, they could just sponsor us.
I don't think we're that big.
We're going to be, don't you worry.
So
I can't say what a silver prism goes for.
Yeah, that's okay.
It's all base. Hey, Ja Morant, silver.
Alrighty. So Anthony Edwards, let's talk about him.
Okay. Yeah, Ja Morant really hasn't moved. Everyone knows, and that's pretty much because since All-Star he's been the same.
Yep.
All right, let's move on. Ant-Man.
This is a sick conversation, actually. This is getting super interesting. All right. Anthony Edwards, there's no PSA graded stuff.
No.
Raw silver is currently selling at $213. What would you buy right now? Would you buy a raw silver of Edwards, or would you buy a base PSA 10 Ja Morant today? I'm buying, but you can only choose one.
So I have to get a base Morant.
Yeah. Or a silver Edwards.
Silver Edwards. I'll take a silver Edwards.
Yeah, me too. So how do you feel about the way he's been playing in the playoffs?
I think he's shown a lot of maturity.
Yeah.
A lot of maturity.
Yeah.
I blame Cat for the collapse in the fourth quarter in Game 3. But anyway. But look, that was a comeback. 27 down. Anyway, Edwards is good. He's he's a really good player.
Yeah.
A
lot more decisive with the ball than I anticipated he would be at this stage.
Mm-hmm.
And the way that he you can see him make a decision and he just makes it happen. And he literally just uses his body to like create angles and make space and bump people off. And the way he does that at this, very young age, it's a bit like how I see Scotty Barnes, and I just think you're just, bullying people. Like I really, really enjoy watching him do that to people. And
he does it well.
Yeah. And I think his set shot, his catch and shoot threes, whatever. I'm not that excited about that. And his playmaking, I'm not that excited about that either. But I can also see, I don't think that's a lost cause with his game. Like I can really see him.
Yeah. No, I take your meaning.
Yeah. And I think, so my whole thing with Edwards is that I actually think he's going to be the leader of this team. And I think Cat is going to follow him. And now I've been watching these playoffs, like I'm doubling down on this theory. And so if the Minnesota Timberwolves are going to be a good team into the future, what you're betting on is that Edwards is going to be the Superman or the Batman, and then, Karl Towns is going to be the Robin. So,
well, Karl Towns is an interesting one. And look, we don't have to look up Cat prices.
Can I be honest with you? I'm not even interested. Like for me, Cat is.
I think he thinks he's the number one. He doesn't realize he's been usurped.
I just think. Look, if you've got,
he won the 3-point contest. Remember, anyway.
No.
I'm not going to go down the 3-point shooting.
Look, if you PC Cat and you've got some Cat in your collection, don't take this as me like having a go at you. It's not. But I'm just saying, I think
he's not the point of discussion. Like
he's not the point of
He's not the focus of this discussion. He's not the focus of the league, of anyone that's got their eye on Minnesota.
What has this guy done since he's come into the league to make this team, significantly better? Like,
Nothing.
yeah. Well, I'm probably being a bit too harsh now. Like, he's done something, but realistically, the reason this team is in the playoffs, I really think it's around the emergence of
He got
Edwards.
rid of Jimmy Butler. Well done.
I think
what?
Butler would have
No, but yeah,
exercised himself out of that team, irregardless. Like
fine. But what I'm saying is, he's always had chemistry problems within the unit. It finally got it together.
I mean, to be fair, he's
Yeah.
had chemistry problems in Miami too. Like he tried to pick a fight with Spoelstra. That was like,
Yeah, that's fine. I'm
even
just
for
saying,
Jimmy
Cat's
Butler,
had chemistry problems.
Oh yeah, sorry. Yeah.
Butler's his own monster. He's just But Cat, on the other hand, it's like, come on, mate, you're on a losing team.
Hey, are you surprised by the two prices we just pulled up on these two kids?
Nope.
I'm very surprised. I would have thought
I really want to see some graded stuff back on Anthony Edwards.
it will start trickling out soon enough.
Mm.
I mean, I'm shocked about this. I actually thought that was going to be a lot higher. So,
yeah.
I mean, look, I think if you can get it less than 200, that would be fantastic. The thing I'm most shocked about is the jar raws. Like, I want to see the 12-month data on that because I actually suspect that they've been much, much higher than this. If you had told me this was 600 on the raw PSA 10s, I wouldn't have been shocked.
On the base?
Yeah, I think if you're trying to get a star who's like coming up, that there's still some movement there.
1100 on a PSA 10 silver.
No jokes for Edwards, is it?
Edwards.
Yeah, and look, I think until the PSA opens back up again, we're probably going to be seeing those prices for a little while.
Yeah. It's interesting.
See, that's really hard to buy in at that point, but that makes the raws super appealing because what are you 4 or 5xing your money?
That's true.
Even if you pay the express, there's still some movement there.
Wow. Yeah.
I think that raw price. Okay, I'm retracting what I said. Trying to get it less than 200. I think at that price, that's fine.
Yeah.
Send it Super Express for like what is it?
PSA 10 bases.
It's not $500 for Super Express anymore. It's like it's less than 200 now.
Yeah.
We'll get a price update from Khalil.
Yeah, let's do that. Let's get onto Slabbed and we'll work that out for sure.
All right, our second last one is Bucks versus Chicago, and the two players we chose was Giannis and Alex Caruso.
I only chose Caruso as a joke, but
well, why shouldn't we talk about Alex Caruso?
Because we should. Oh, yeah, right.
I think we should talk about Caruso because he plays both ends of the court.
This is true.
As much as DeRozan's been a massive influence on that team to improve them, I actually think Caruso has been a massive part of that.
I don't think there's anything on card ladder for Alex Caruso.
There's not, mate.
Lift your game.
They only put the big boys.
Alex Caruso, I guess if he was still in purple and gold, he'd be a big boy. I don't know. The Chicago Bulls are a tough one at the moment. They've had an interesting season.
Yeah.
But yeah, Caruso is a key piece in my eyes. Anyway, I'm still a little upset that the Lakers let him go. Without fighting for him.
A 17-18 Cornerstones Keystone signature card for Caruso sold for $20 on April 21.
Get on it.
I don't think you're ever going to, 5x or 4x your money on that. But, I mean, I'm a sucker for Cornerstones. I think that is an absolutely delicious buy.
Yep. Get on it. Seriously. Get a nice little Caruso piece.
Yeah, one. You just need one Caruso card in your PC.
I think those Cornerstones cards are really, really nice too. So you picked a good one there.
That wasn't mine. I'm just looking through sold prices. Interestingly, his later stuff is actually selling for more than that. I think that 17-18 one might have slipped through people's radar a little bit. Yeah. So what's your feeling about Giannis now that Middleton's out for the rest of the year?
He's got a lot of work to do.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking about too.
I think it's really unfortunate. Unfortunate's the right word. I think, in my eyes anyway, Milwaukee had sort of timed their run perfectly. They were running into the playoffs with a head of steam.
Yeah.
They were ready to dominate. They were ready.
Yeah.
And this has done more than put the brakes on.
Yeah.
This has jeopardized their chances a lot. I think it kind of sucks.
What does it do to his legacy though? Like, can you see him just going supernova and then they still progress through the playoffs, or do you think even if he puts up superhuman numbers, it's not going to be enough for that team to progress? Are they going to make the finals? I suppose that's what I'm really getting to.
All right, so they get past Chicago in my eyes. They who do they play next? Can't even remember who they play next. Look, as much as the East, they play Boston next. I think Boston brackets. Let's see. Look, I would not write them off. Yeah, they'll play Boston.
You don't think they're going to play Brooklyn, mate?
They play Boston. Look, I'm right. I could be wrong. Ben Simmons might turn this around, and they might win 3-4. Yeah, Boston could blow a 3-0 lead.
Yeah, no, it's not going to happen. I mean, I've given up on Brooklyn. I can't be optimistic about these guys anymore.
Yeah, look, KD's done his dash for me.
No, sorry, back to Giannis. We've segued again.
I think they're going to struggle to get past Boston.
Yeah.
Funnily enough, I do think they can beat everybody here because they're the Bucks, and Giannis he's called the Greek Freak for a reason.
Yeah.
But one thing I don't think Giannis can do is a Nikola Jokic impression.
Yeah.
Is that the nicest way to say it?
Yeah.
You don't even have to say supernova. You just have to say he goes full Jokic and does it all himself.
Yeah.
I still don't think he can.
I think the difference between those two guys specifically, though, is like the amount of playmaking that Jokic can do. Like, he's literally a point center.
Yeah, that's the funniest term, point center.
Yeah.
But it applies, yeah.
Yeah.
Giannis, look, he's managed to elevate his game every time he's been challenged. I'm not going to write him off. How's that?
Yeah.
Not going to write the Bucks off, but they are definitely pushing something up a hill.
Yeah, I think that's going to be really tough for them.
It's going to be tougher than it was when from the outset, Middleton gone makes a huge difference.
And it actually does make me wonder that if Brooklyn have had troubles getting shots off against Boston, they're really going to make the Bucks' life difficult without Middleton there. I think that just...
They're going to run the Bucks off the line. And yeah.
Alrighty, so this is my question for you. So Card Porn recently put up a post highlighting the price differences between PSA 10s and BGS 10s and BGS 9.5s. They were basically highlighting in some instances there was like a 3 to 4x price difference.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now, this is interesting, and this is what I was looking up while you were chatting then. Is there going to be that much price difference between a Giannis 9.5 BGS and a PSA 10? So the PSA 10 is 1,480 and the BGS
9.5 is 1,200.
1,200, right. So at that price point, would you be buying a Giannis BGS 9.5 or would you be buying the PSA 10?
I'd buy the PSA.
Yeah, 100%, right?
I'd buy the PSA. If you look
really
at that
interesting
spike, though,
to me.
On the 9.5,
yeah,
the lows have it around the 850 mark.
Yeah. So that's actually you've struck on something really interesting there. So the BGS is up 66% in the last 3 months, and I really do think about this is that we're sort of heading into the territory now where BGS. I've been buying a lot more slabs, and I think the reason for that is because these huge volumes of slabs are just coming back. People have had all their cards graded, then coming back, and they're literally just wanting to flip them.
I thought you were just listening to episodes of our show and you just want to buy slab cards.
I like how you worked our sponsor into that conversation. That was very good. Look, I'll sort of go with the market a little bit, and I'll try to find what I perceive to be value. And I really think at the moment buying singles and buying graded cards you can get some value out there.
Yeah.
And I've been tidying up cards on the weekend because I'm sort of at the point now I literally can't buy any more cards to put onto my desk because my desk is so full. I'm like, okay, fine. I need to sort my cards. So I was going through all my graded stuff, and I've actually got more BGS than what I thought I would have been, say, 90% PSA, but I'm probably about 60% PSA and 40% BGS.
Oh,
And I
wow.
think the reason why I've got more BGS than probably what I anticipated is just because like the price difference, like you're literally saving 50% sometimes buying BGS.
Yeah.
And I think particularly for like, low numbered stuff or, low, or even say to 125 on a rookie card, which is PSA, Prism, you're really saving some money, into your pocket for what is essentially, exactly the same card. If it's, BGS 10 or PSA 10.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's true.
So, yeah, look, I wonder if in this instance the collectors have actually spoken and said, like, this is too good value for us to go past at 9.5. I'll jump on that. And, and that's where you can sort of see like the value going up because interesting, the PSA 10 it hasn't moved at all. It's up
That's
like
true.
1%. Yeah.
That is very true. Going through some of the cards, yeah, there's it's interesting.
Yeah. All right. Our last one is Dallas versus Utah.
Dallas versus Utah.
Yeah.
This is going to be. Actually, I was going to make a joke, the other joke about another player we talk about all the time, but we haven't really mentioned Luka Doncic all that much.
Well,
I mean, no, what we do mention is how many PSA 10 base Luka Doncic cards there are, but we don't actually go into Luka himself.
yeah, I mean, and again,
Yeah, if he's worth talking, yeah, if he's in there's a reason to talk about him.
have we been
why not?
sucked into the clickbait of all the, the ESPNs and stuff like that? I'm just been talking about Zion all year when we have actually been missing, a really nice season from Luka. And yeah, I think
it didn't start as a very nice season. It started as a very ordinary season.
Yeah, look, I think this episode's been really good for us to recap and give some kudos to some really good players out there, which we probably haven't spoken about. I've actually really enjoyed this week, mate. So
this has been a lot of fun. Sort of getting back to really, it's the start of the playoffs. We really get to embrace the whole, the upper tier of the league, I guess.
Yeah.
And
so PSA 10 base Luka is currently trading at 400 USD.
Yep,
that's down 12%.
Now, my question would be for that is it injury related? So let's have a look. Oh no. That's not injury related. That's a 3 month.
It's a 3 month trend, yeah.
And I don't know about you, but that's that looks like a very steady graph. That could just as easily be up 10%.
Yeah. Look, I've got to wonder. Again, it always comes back to price and buying what you can afford.
Yeah.
And if this is what you can afford, I think you'll be able to fish around and probably get a little bit of a better price than 400 USD. But in saying that, I really am incredibly wary of the pop counts on this.
It's interesting the card ladder have taken their pop counts off.
Yeah, and I do just think buying raw or even lower graded number is, where this is at. But
it's
I think on this one we should do a head-to-head. So 400 USD Luka or 80 USD Donovan Mitchell for a PSA 10. What are you buying?
Donovan Mitchell, PSA 10 base?
Yeah, because I'm so just as shocked as I am that Ja Morant was the price that he was, I'm actually amazed that Donovan Mitchell is 80 USD for a PSA 10.
That's crazy, actually.
I think that's a really good buy.
That could be a crazy good buy.
Yeah.
I'm just trying.
And look, I get it. I think that if you've been buying heavy into Mitchell these last few years and you've been putting big dollars into him and you're not seeing the performance, you're not seeing the team performance, you're not seeing the return on your investment that you're expecting, and you're just kind of like, I've had enough of this and I'm getting out. And then the market's followed you, and now, he's down 22% and they're sitting at $80. Like, okay, well, I'm sorry that happened to you, but for the rest of us that don't have a Donovan Mitchell in our collection and I think about jumping in, like, this is delicious.
All right. So I've gone one level deeper.
Okay, go.
Silver prisms are only selling for $585 US.
So who have we comped on this show that was about that same price?
For a silver.
Yeah.
Trey.
All right, awesome.
Was it Trey?
Are you buying Trey or Donovan?
Trey Young, silver prism, $685.
Okay. That's close enough.
Do you pay $680 as we stand right now? Do you pay $685 for a silver Trey Young?
Yeah.
Or do you pay, what was it,
85.
585 for a silver Donovan Mitchell? That's a tough one.
See, I think. Okay, so this is my take on this. I stand by what I said with Trae Young. I think in terms of having that pop culture, reference, him sort of appealing to people and kids the way that Steph Curry has, that still holds. I think the play here is that Utah gets bounced in the first round and they break this team up, and he gets traded to the Knicks, or he gets traded to Boston, or he gets traded to Charlotte.
Interesting.
You know what I mean? And then he's on more national TV games and all that type of stuff. And then I think, if you've paid $585 for this dude, like if Jordan Poole is going for $1,000, you can't tell me that. Yeah.
All right. So what do you buy? Do you buy Jordan? Would you buy 2 Donovan Mitchells at $585 or a Jordan Poole?
I would buy 4 Mitchells instead of 2 Pools.
Huh. I would sell my Pools to get the Mitchells.
Yeah.
Yeah, look, I think it's good value. I actually think Donovan Mitchell is good value at that price point because the guy is insanely talented.
Yeah.
He's probably just the team's about to blow up.
Yeah.
And could he be on the move is the question.
I mean, look, that would be, not the pessimist, but that would be what you're hoping for. Can I be honest with you? I'm going to try and get a base PSA 10 for 80. I bet you.
Oh, hell yeah. Look.
I bet you I cannot get one at that price. I think from that mark, it's going up.
All right, we'll check in next.
Let's revisit this, but I can just about guarantee
you're not getting one of those.
Because what's been happening with Fox at the moment is there's not that much Fox at the moment being auctioned because dudes have been burnt too badly. It gets to a point where guys are like, I'm not selling my stuff and getting a return of $80.
Yeah. Well, we ran into a guy that wouldn't part ways with his Fox when we went to the hobby hangout. Like wouldn't drop his price down. He's like, "Nah,
to comps. I'm not selling it for comps."
On the comps. Oh, right, whatever. Give up, buddy.
No, let's not hang him out to dry publicly. I mean, it's his card.
No.
His card, his price.
Exactly. Yeah, it's true. It's the seller's price, but the buyer's not going to come to the party when it's
So geez, yeah. I think if you want this card at this price,
selling for future prices,
you
can't say that people are smart to try and sell for past prices. That's all I'll say on that. Anyway,
yeah. Look. Okay. So just really quickly on this, what I've just said about I don't want to keep going back to Fox, but I think this is a good reference point. If you believe that this is a good price, do not wait on this. Buy this card now because at some point, sellers are going to say, I'm not putting it up and getting $80 and then paying my 16%, eBay and PayPal fees, like blah, blah, blah.
No, but they only get 16%. They actually pay 84% on FeeBay now.
Yeah.
I'm having stabs at everyone tonight.
You are. You're just
boy. It's a long weekend. It's Anzac Day in the morning, so.
Ads, should we tie this bad boy up? Any closing thoughts?
Look, we've been talking about value in the hobby all night to the point where we've had to go into 2 parts. So I know this has been a shorter second part. Just to sort of tail things off, but to entertain everybody.
Yeah, what do you got for us?
We've got a link here if anyone's looking for some value. We can put a link on the Facebook group.
Yeah.
But anyone that's chasing an Anthony Edwards RPA, if you've got a spare $350,000, this bad boy's up for sale.
Yeah. So head over to NBA Hotspot Worldwide. There's a Edwards number to 5 RPA National Treasures. It's BGS graded 9 and 10 for the auto. So if you do have a lazy, what would that be? About $500,000 Aussie?
Look. I reckon just between you and I that the guy would accept an offer of 300,000.
Actually, that's true. He does have 350K OBO. Yeah.
Look, if you just try and lowball that and maybe even put 299, you might be lucky.
So, real talk. If you earned 1,000 times what you earn today,
if I had more dollars than cents, would I buy?
Is that a good investment? If we've seen
Luka's go for
$1 million, and we've seen Jordans go for $1 million and all that type of stuff. Are we?
No.
Okay, let me ask a follow-up question to that. Do you ever think that this card would sell for that price?
No.
Never.
I don't know.
Even
It's a 10.
peak.
It's a 9. It's not a 10.
Yeah,
I
the
know
thing with
NT doesn't grade well.
yeah, that's the thing. Any of these like thicker cards, like so, I recently
Yeah,
just
it's tough.
purchased a PSA 7 iMac RPA,
164 comment.
and
Yeah.
when I got it in my hands, it actually looks like a very nice card. The it's not even a problem. The reality of sending these thicker cards for grading is they really do suffer in the grading hands. So I would literally take that grade with a grain of salt. I suspect look, it's been graded mint. Like it's a mint card. You know what I mean? Like it's yeah.
Wow. Okay. So, all right, let's give some context to it.
Yeah, talk to me.
There's actually a comment. I've just gone through the Facebook things because I had a bit of a.
Is it the Facebook or Facebook? Are we sounding old here?
No. Going through a Facebook post or the Facebook post.
Yeah.
The post in reference on Facebook, not the Facebook.
True.
I don't know. I don't use as much. So I use way too much Facebook. Let's be real.
Yeah.
They reckon this sold for 115K.
Oh, it's sold, has it?
Though it's previously sold.
Okay.
Final price.
Okay, sold 2 months
150. Yeah.
Okay, so
115,000 with buyer's premium.
Rightio. So what this dude's trying to do is he bought it and now he's trying to flip it now that he's playing well in the playoffs.
So he's actually had a crack at somebody. So he's dreaming. You're really a moron. You like to ignore facts. Have you zero understanding of this market? Got to learn a thing or two before I tell you. The number of the number to 10 sold for 222K on Saturday night, and your response to that was a laughing emoji.
So he's saying that he's got the number to 5, so therefore it's worth double that.
Someone else having a crack saying at PwC, Shield Bidders and Co. Like really, like it's become a little bit of a heated go.
Look,
it's interesting though.
So this particular page, the thing that appeals to me is their fire sales. I really like getting in on their fire sales because anyone that runs a fire sale on this page, you have to be an approved seller. So the admin go to a reasonable amount of effort to make sure it's nothing's 100% safe, but to make it relatively safe. The downside of this site is like you've just read through some of the comments. Like there are some like A grade trolls on this page. So I think some people do kind of try to fight back against the trolls, but essentially it's like it's you versus an army of like keyboard.
Don't try and fight the internet. That's my advice.
Yeah, it's like trying to fight people off on progressive sales. You're just never gonna win. You're never gonna win this battle.
Well,
these guys are A grade like trolls.
Yeah,
but it's hilarious. Don't get me wrong. Yeah.
Look, I still reckon 350K is it. I still reckon he would accept 300,000, but
now that you've read that, it actually gives you a bit more context to why he has priced that card. So I mean, when you first look at it, you think, geez, that's outrageous. But then, well, if a 10 sold for less than double,
that's crazy.
Why not? So more than double, I should say. Look,
that's a lot.
I think if I had that much money, I would probably go for someone that was a bit more of a sure thing. So
that's
I'd
fair.
be looking at
that's
a really nice, Jordan. I'd be looking at a LeBron. I would think I'd probably go for a LeBron. I really think that guy has just been in my basketball field of vision now for so long.
Yeah.
That, and I would love to get a Bill Russell. That's the two cards that I'm like sort of like frothing over at the moment.
Yeah.
I don't think I'm ever going to get a Bill Russell auto too. I've been looking since we've been chatting with Brian.
Oh, maybe Brian will be able to point you in the right direction. He's a Boston man.
Hook me up with a seller, yeah.
He might have a duplicate. You never know. He's got a big Russell collection, hasn't he?
Yeah. Any final thoughts, big fella?
No, look, my mind's blown after that, seeing that Facebook thread.
Yeah.
So
I think we've come up with some interesting things tonight.
It's been a lot of fun.
Yep.
We should probably quick shout out for the socials.
Yep.
Once again, thanking our sponsor, Slabbed Cards.
Absolutely. Slab Cards, thank you for sponsoring us.
Anyone everyone hasn't sent us an email. So anyone that wants to send us an email, the offer's still there. We will give you your own episode.
Yeah.
And it can be about anything. No, it won't. Actually, this will be about basketball cards. We don't, yeah,
Preferably
no.
about basketball cards, please.
Basketball cards, yeah.
Yeah.
But we can go into other stuff like
Yeah.
G.I. Joe cards and other
Or
things.
NFTs. We might compromise to NFTs. Yeah.
Only a short episode on NFTs. We don't want to bore people. We Anyway, if you want to see it, catch us on Twitter. It's at youcantcompthis.
Yep.
We're on Instagram. It's the same. You Can't Comp This.
Yep.
I'm pretty sure. The Facebook group, if you just look up You Can't Comp This podcasts.
Yep, you'll find us.
I think you'll find us.
Yep.
And also YouTube, which I haven't updated with the NFT episode. Hopefully that gets through and approved. And
You've been busy, mate.
We'll get 2 episodes up soon on the YouTube channel.
Yep.
But yeah.
Awesome. Adam, thank you so much for tonight, mate. I really enjoyed myself.
Pleasure as always. Good to be back into Sunday nights again and back in the swing of
Feels
things.
like we're back in the saddle, doesn't it, mate? Yeah.
That's it. And the playoffs are here. It's exciting times.
Yeah. Have a great week, everyone. Thank you so much for listening. Take care.
See ya.